Okay, so have you ever been like in line somewhere,
Hmm.
maybe like a coffee shop
Uh,
or even the DMV, and you just kind of get that feeling
yeah.
that things are about to like go a little sideways?
Totally.
Like you
Yes.
just see someone coming up and you're already like,
Hmm.
"Oh boy." And then you're like,
It's gonna be good.
"Is this about to be a Karen moment?
Exactly.
Should I be recording this?"
It's funny how that's like, I feel like we all have that thought now.
Right.
Like it's so ingrained
Yeah.
that even the name Karen has become this shorthand
Yeah.
for a certain type of behavior.
Totally. And that's what we're diving into today. The
Yeah.
whole Karen phenomenon.
Absolutely.
We've got, memes,
Mhm.
articles. We even found like a whole website
Of course.
dedicated to shut up, Karen. So,
A treasure trove.
yeah, you really went deep on this one.
Well, I mean, had to do it. You wanted to really,
The origins are important.
yeah, and they're almost as debated
Really?
as the meaning of the meme itself. It's like almost impossible to pinpoint
Wow.
when it started.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's like trying to find the first grain of sand on a
Right.
beach.
I was doing a little reading before this, and
Huh.
some people are saying it's like that old Dane Cook bit
Right.
years ago. Others are saying Mean Girls, but
Yeah.
it really does feel
It's a mystery.
like an internet mystery, right?
Yeah. And that's what makes it, I think, so fascinating
Yeah.
from like a sociological standpoint.
Okay.
Because it didn't just go viral.
Right.
It attached itself to this, like
Yes.
almost immediately.
Okay, so let's unpack that a little.
Yeah.
Because I think Karen,
Mhm.
and like I'm picturing,
Yeah.
can I speak to the manager? Haircut, right?
Yeah. Yes, the hair.
Like a very enthusiastic approach
Right.
to customer service, right?
100%. And it's funny because that image,
Yeah.
as like exaggerated as it can be,
Right.
it taps into something very real.
Okay.
Anxieties we have as a society.
About entitlement.
Entitlement, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because it's not just about being demanding.
Mhm.
It's about who feels like they're allowed to even be demanding, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and who's on the receiving end
Right.
of those demands.
And that's where I feel like the Karen meme,
Yeah.
it's fun. Right. And this whole website, Shut Up, Karen,
Hmm.
it's definitely playing on that humor.
Absolutely.
But then you start to like dig a little deeper.
Right.
And it gets a little
A little uncomfortable.
uncomfortable. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, ooh, are we allowed to even laugh at this?
It makes you think,
Yeah.
for sure.
It's almost like we're like laughing at the absurdity of it,
Yes.
but also like,
But it's a nervous laughter.
yeah.
A little bit. Right.
Yeah.
Because underneath it all,
Yeah.
it's this mirror,
Right.
and it's reflecting these power dynamics
Yes.
that I think make a lot of us uncomfortable.
It's like, who has the power in this situation?
Technically.
Yeah.
And it makes us think about, especially in a service-oriented economy,
Right.
like we are in a lot of Western countries.
Mhm.
It's like,
It's like, who's serving
who gets to be served?
Right. And who's expected to smile
Exactly.
no matter what? Yeah.
While
yeah.
you're doing it.
Like, that's not really fair.
Right. There's a huge imbalance there.
Yeah.
And the meme plays on those tensions.
Absolutely. And it gets even like more complicated, I feel like,
Oh, for sure.
when we start talking about
Yeah.
race and gender,
Yeah.
right?
Absolutely.
Because let's be honest, the picture of Karen in our heads
Yeah.
is not racially diverse.
Yeah,
Right.
it's very homogenous, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's where this meme, even though it's trying to call out privilege,
Right.
it can actually cause a different kind of harm.
How so?
Because we start to overgeneralize, right?
Right.
We use Karen as this catch-all term
Right. For anybody being.
for anyone who's inconvenient.
Right. Demanding.
Yeah, without actually like
Knowing anything about
doing
them.
their background, their intentions. Yeah.
So we're not really addressing the deeper issue.
Right.
We're just putting a label on it.
It's a Band-Aid solution.
Right. Exactly.
It's easier than actually addressing the systemic issues.
Because, I mean, privilege is a big word, right?
It's a loaded word.
It feels like we throw it around a lot.
We did.
But in this context, we're talking about white privilege, right?
Often, yes.
Okay, so for someone who's never experienced that,
Mm-hmm.
seeing these Karen things play out online and in person,
Yeah.
it's almost like validation.
Right, because it's like
Like they've experienced this power imbalance.
Exactly.
And now there's a name for it.
it's like the meme is acknowledging something
Yeah.
that
Mhm.
they've felt, but maybe haven't had the language for.
Right.
And that's why it's so complicated.
Yes.
This Karen phenomenon, because it
Right.
reflects real anxieties.
Yeah.
But it can also reinforce biases.
And we can't forget about
Right.
people actually named Karen
Oh,
who
absolutely.
have nothing to do with this.
Of course not.
Right. What's it like to have that name right now?
It must be so frustrating to have
Yeah.
your name become this,
Become a stereotype.
yeah, synonymous with negativity.
Which is ironic because that's what the meme is calling out.
Exactly.
Right. This lack of empathy. Like,
It's a paradox, isn't it?
yeah.
This lack of understanding, this...
Yeah, we're making fun of people for being closed-minded,
Right.
but we're also being closed-minded in a way.
We're not seeing the individual.
It's yeah.
It's a lot.
Very meta, isn't it?
It is. It's a lot to unpack. So
It is.
on the one hand, it's funny, right?
Of course.
Like you see those compilations, the Shut Up Karen merch?
Yeah, it's funny.
It's funny.
Because we recognize the behavior,
Right.
even if it's exaggerated.
But then on the other hand, it's like...
It can be weaponized.
Yeah.
To silence people, to dismiss them
Based on nothing.
just on their name or how they look.
And we're not even at the real world harm it can cause.
Right, because this isn't just online.
Like we've seen those videos.
People's lives have been affected.
Where it just spirals.
Yeah, real consequences.
And it's serious.
It is, and I think that gets lost sometimes
Yeah.
in the quest for internet points and likes.
It's a good reminder that there's humans behind these things. Always.
Yes.
Real people with real feelings.
So I'm curious, knowing what we know now, right, about like where it came from,
Right.
the humor, the issues. Are there Karens we love? Can we reclaim the name at all?
That's interesting.
Are there Karens out there that defy this?
I think that's a great question, and I'm really glad you brought that up
Yeah.
because it makes us realize that this meme, as big as it is,
Right.
it doesn't represent everyone named Karen.
Right. What about like Karen Gillan?
Exactly.
She's amazing.
Incredible actress.
Doctor Who,
Well, then,
Marvel movies,
so talented.
feeling it.
And Karen Fukuhara.
Yes, The Boys, Suicide Squad.
Amazing.
She's fantastic.
So good.
We love her.
Both of them. Successful women.
Yes.
In Karen.
Like, clearly this meme isn't defining their lives.
Clearly not.
Right.
And how about Karen Allen?
Oh, my God.
Original Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Icon.
A legend.
Right. Like, these are all incredible women
Accomplished, talented.
who have done amazing things.
Exactly.
Yes.
So we can't just
It shows you can't reduce someone
Yeah.
to a single label,
reduce.
no matter how popular that label is.
Because everybody's got their own story, their own
Everyone's an individual
individuality. Yeah.
with their own experiences.
Okay, so we've talked about how it's funny,
Yeah.
how it can be harmful, right?
It's a mixed bag.
The anxieties, the stereotypes.
It's complicated.
It's complicated.
It really is.
But where do we go from here?
That's the question.
Can we even talk about this without, like...
Getting into the weeds.
Right, without it becoming this big debate?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's tricky.
It is tricky.
I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
Like finding that nuance.
Right.
Like, it's not black and white.
It's not about
Like,
canceling a word or like
right.
you can't police humor,
Right.
but it's about realizing that
Right.
words have power, you know?
Yeah.
And you got to be
responsible.
responsible with that.
Because it's so easy to just be like,
Right.
oh, Karen, and then you just like
Exactly.
move on.
But we're not,
But then we're not thinking about
right, we're not thinking about
the bigger picture.
the impact or
Right.
having those conversations
Right. About privilege.
about prejudice.
About how those actually show up
Exactly.
in our lives every day.
Yeah, in real ways.
Yeah.
And I think when we just throw those labels around,
Right.
we lose that opportunity
But we don't even do.
to connect.
Yeah.
Like really connect with each other.
Right. Because if you just shut someone down with a label,
Exactly. You're shutting down the conversation.
you're not really listening.
Right.
Exactly. It's like that quote, I think it's George Bernard Shaw,
Mm.
about how like
Yeah.
the biggest problem in communication
Yeah.
is the illusion that it's happening.
Right. Like we think we're communicating,
Right.
but we're really not.
We're not.
And especially now, right?
Yeah. With the internet.
The internet.
And social media.
Yeah. Everyone's just so quick to react.
Instant reaction.
Right.
Without really like.
Thinking about it.
Ah.
Yeah. Without that dialogue.
So maybe the point of all this is
Yeah.
like less about the meme itself
Okay.
and more about like
It's a starting point.
starting point. Yeah.
Get to look inward a little.
Look inward.
Examine our own behavior.
Check ourselves.
Check our privilege.
Yeah.
Be open to learning,
Yeah.
to growing.
And maybe it's okay to laugh.
Of course.
Right.
Laughter can be a powerful tool.
But it's about like the intention behind it.
Exactly. Being
Wow.
thoughtful about it.
So next time you see a Karen meme,
Yeah.
don't just like share it.
Right. Think about it.
Think about it.
Use it as a conversation starter
Right.
instead of a conversation ender.
Yeah, talk to people.
Talk to someone.
Right.
Have a real conversation.
We started with a meme.
We did.
And now we're talking about like
We went deep.
Yeah. Power dynamics.
Implicit bias.
The
Whole
Wait,
shebang.
You said what we do here.
That's the deep dive.
That's the deep dive.
That's it.
So, to wrap us up,
Yeah.
does the Karen meme do more harm than good?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Or is it a good tool?
I don't know.
Even if it's not perfect
Yeah.
for starting important conversation.
That's for you to decide.
It's for you to decide.
We've given you the information.
We've gone deep.
Now go forth.
Thanks for joining us.
Yes, thank you.
On this deep dive, and until next time.
Until next time.
Be mindful, be kind.
Be kind.
And maybe think twice
It's maybe.
before summoning the manager.